no gold is not enough.
Hello loves, and welcome back to the Aislingrose channel. Today I am going to be talking about scary stories. Now, I have been reading a lot on the Reddit no sleep section and I've been finding a lot of cool stories, but there was one on the section called Darkness Prevails and it caught my eye again. Much like the first video, the name of it just caught my eye. I just wanted to talk about it with you guys and wanted to experience it first time with you. I have not read this. I've only read bits and pieces of it, so I actually don't know the entire story, but I am really excited because it just looked really interesting to me. So once again, we've got our hood up and I've got a tea, so just grab a drink and sit down with me. Marcus over here is gonna help us get in the spooky mood and we're gonna read the story together and experience it for the first time as a family. Never thought that you'd be a part of this family, did you? Oh, my kids are gonna be so messed up. Anywho, he's gonna be sitting back there. And just like the first video, I'm reading it off of my phone and I don't know if this is a true story or not, so let's just experience it together. This is from Timster Gaming and it's called That Thing in the Abandoned House. This happened in January of 2018 when I was in 6th grade and 11 years old. I was a pretty average kid. I got A's and B's and I had a few friends, one of which was my best friend. We'll call him Colin. Colin lived about half an hour away from me, so I didn't go to his house that often. When I did go to his house, we would always play in his woods. He had a good 3 acres of just forest and trees and creeks. There was also a good-sized pond that we would go fishing in during the summer months. However, there was an abandoned house by the end of the property. It was a normal house, 2 floors. It had been abandoned in 1960s, according to Colin. Since the 1970s, teenagers had been partying in it and had trashed it. See, that's what I hate. Like, if there's abandoned places, why do people always have to go in and trash it? Like, literally, I love abandoned places. If you know me, you know that I love going to abandoned places and exploring them, but what's the point of trashing it? Like, it just ruins something that's so beautiful to me. Colin's eldest sister, Anna, who was 26 at the time of writing this, used to party in it as well, but she stopped sometime before Colin was born for reasons she would not say. The one time we told her we were going, she freaked out. She told us that we should stay away from that place at all costs and never go inside, especially not in the basement. We just thought she was talking about drugs or alcohol, but we were wrong. So wrong. I had taken the bus over to Colin's house on Friday and I stayed the night with plans to explore the abandoned house the next morning. When we woke up, we put our orange vests and paintball masks on so we would be easy to find. We took a gator to the end of the trail that I noticed eventually began to get paved. "Hey Colin," I asked. "Yeah? Did you ever pave this trail?" "Nah, man." "Huh?" "Stop the gator," I yelled. Colin slammed on the brakes and asked what the heck was wrong. I was staring off into one part of the snow-covered forest. I saw a set of stairs, like stairs from your house, just taken from a random house then dropped in the woods. I thought they were really cool, but Colin made it very clear that we should just keep going. He might have been tired, but I think that there's another reason. We kept going and I started to notice how the further we went on this trail, the more dead the trees were. Even though it was winter and snowing out, the trees were visibly dead. I pointed out to Colin and he again just shrugged it off. We got to the house, the trees cleared to the small yard. We got off the gator and Colin grabbed his rifle from the bed of the gator. We went to the door and Colin shot off the knob. "Ladies first, ha ha ha," he said. It was nice of him to try and lighten the mood, but I was starting to regret coming here. We heard a loud crash in the basement. Both of us literally started freaking out. "What the heck was that?" I said. I felt like I was going to throw up. We went inside and Colin aimed his gun around. We went upstairs first. We didn't find much, as everything was trashed from the parties that used to go on here. Something I forgot to mention was that the parties suddenly stopped one night in 2002 for an unknown reason. There were so many mysteries in this house and I was so glad I was finally there. But I also was trying to figure out what possibly could have made that noise. We finished upstairs and went to the main floor. Once again, we found nothing, but as we made our way to the back door, we found bits of deer-like legs and guts. See, that should just be like a turn off on its own. The moment you start seeing that, you should probably be like, yeah, we're gonna head out. I don't know. You never know what left those there. We found a trail of blood and followed it to the basement door. Yeah, okay, so if there's blood coming from the basement door, obviously someone killed it in there. If for what reason, you don't know what. And also, if you heard something crash in the basement, that means someone's in there. So you should probably leave or else you're gonna die. It led to the darkness. Maybe we shouldn't go down, I said, but was cut off by Colin saying, "Shut up right now." Colin's eyes were wider than I knew possible. Colin pointed towards the basement and I saw it. 2 eyes the size of grapefruits. Ah! I screamed. It mimicked my scream and a distortion that scared the absolute heck out of me. It came closer and the light of my phone flashlight illuminated its face. It wasn't human. Its eyes took up most of its face. It smiled this horrible smile, revealing yellow teeth. It slowly cocked its head to the point where it had passed 180 degrees. "Colin, shoot it," I said. The thing imitated it once again in that distorted voice. "Let's just get out of here," Colin told me. We dashed to the door, which was closed and locked. I fiddled with the lock until the creature took what Colin would later call an impossible long step towards us, and it leaned over me. I didn't notice until I felt a drop of drool drip on my neck. Ugh, see, that would creep me out. I hate that. I hate drool. I hate all. Ugh. I hate saliva. Just hate saliva. It's disgusting. My heart sank. "TJ, move!" Colin blew the lock off with a gun. We ran to the gator and Colin floored it. We almost crashed when we heard a loud, inhuman shriek come from the house. We got back to Colin's house. We called the police, and since I knew they wouldn't come if we said there was a monster in the house, we said that there was a dangerous person in the house. Colin's parents weren't home, and his siblings were off doing things, so it was just me and him. The cops came after what seemed like hours of looking out the window to see if it was there. We told them it was in the abandoned house, in the basement. And after 45 minutes to an hour, the officers came back radioing for a forensics unit. The cops asked us a few questions, and then they told us what they found in the basement. The thing was long gone, but they found bones and remains, some human. They found bodies that were later, after DNA testing, found belonging to missing persons for months and even years. The most sad part was when they told us about the remains of small bones that they thought to be animal bones, but after more DNA testing found to be human bones and belonging to someone who was less than a year old. And the story isn't over yet. Oh, see, You don't kill children. You don't kill any human, but you just don't kill children. What made me want to write this story was something that happened to me a few weeks ago. Colin texted me at 7 p.m. sounding panicked. I asked him what is wrong. He sends me the following. Copy and paste it from the actual text. So here's a copied version of the text. It says, "Anna told me what happened in that house. In '98, she was at a party at the house and everyone is drunk except for her. A guy gets taken into the basement and he doesn't come out. His parents file a missing persons and no one knows where he is until New Year's Eve 1999. And Anna arrived at the New Year's Eve party to find cops examining the body of a guy all bloody and screwed up. Anna stopped going to the parties from then on. She got so mad at me, bro. This creeped the heck out of me and I still can't sleep some nights. I'm now 12 years old and at the time of writing, going into 7th grade, I still think about what happened. And if we went to the basement, what if we would have been one of the bodies in the basement? I hope no one ever has to feel that kind of fear that me and Colin did. I know that it's still out there. I'm going to a Boy Scout camp next week and I think this will be a good story to tell at the campfire. But I hope it doesn't come true at the camp." Then he added at the bottom that some people were telling him about skinwalkers and wendigos, and he had researched them, and he said that probably whatever they saw was closest to a wendigo. So that's interesting. So apparently the person's 12 years old. The only thing that really makes me really question this story, because I don't believe that this was a true story at all, but I believe it was very well written and a good scary story to tell people. But the one thing that really gets to me is that he was 12 and he said that he was with his friend and they were driving a car. You can't drive at 12 years old. And if this was earlier, like a few years earlier, then he would have been too young. However, I think that was a really cool story, and it was pretty creepy. The way that the creature was described sounds like a Wendigo, or it could have been like a skinwalker. That is such an interesting story. I want to hear what you guys think down below. Did you find it scary? Did you not? Do you believe it's a true story or not? And what are your thoughts on it? I would love to hear about it and talk with you guys in the comments. So please do that with me. Let's chat down below. I hope that you all enjoyed the scary story, and if you did, please do give it a thumbs up. And also leave me any suggestions for other scary stories down below, or if you have any paranormal experiences and you'd like to tell me about it, then my email is also going to be in the description so that you can send that to me as well, because I love reading paranormal stories, especially if they've been true. Definitely leave those for me. I'm really interested in reading some of those because, as most of you know, I do have a ghost myself. So I like hearing other people's stories, so I know I'm not the only one. I love you all so much. Thank you for joining my weird little family. I'll see you all next time. Bye!